How to catch bites based on float movements in wild fishing. Understand these points to avoid empty hooks despite signals. Have you ever experienced the frustrating situation where the float moves clearly, but when you lift the rod, there's nothing on the hook? This is a common issue in fishing, usually caused by misjudging float movements and striking at the wrong moment. In this article, I'll show you how to properly interpret float signals to maximize your catch rate. Why pay attention to float movements? The float is one of the most direct and essential tools for signaling fish activity in fishing. Its movements can tell you exactly what's happening with your bait, but interpreting these movements correctly is the key to successful fishing. Different movements of the float indicate different fish behaviors, and understanding them is crucial. Common float movements and what they mean. Up and down twitching. What it means: small fish are nibbling or lightly probing the bait. The bait hasn't been fully consumed yet, so you should be patient. Slow sinking. What it means: the float sinks slowly, which typically indicates crucian carp or carp have taken the bait and are sucking it in. This usually means the hook has been swallowed. Rapid black float, full submersion. What it means: the float sinks quickly and completely. It's a big fish, like carp or grass carp, attacking the bait, but be cautious, as this can sometimes be a false alarm caused by other factors, such as water currents or drag. Left-right swinging. What it means: this motion often happens when grass carp or black carp drag the bait. It's a sign that the fish is moving with the bait, so don't strike immediately. How to strike based on float movements. Different float movements require different striking techniques. Timing is critical here. Let's break down the best strategies for different scenarios. 1. Observe the tip of the float. When the float twitches slightly and then accelerates downward, it's a sign the fish has taken the bait into its mouth. Strike immediately at this moment for the best chance of hooking the fish. If the float trembles gently without a strong downward jerk, don't strike just yet. Wait a couple of seconds to ensure the fish has fully taken the bait. 2. Adjust striking timing based on fish species. Crucian carp. Movement pattern: the float twitches 2 to 3 times before slowly sinking or submerging completely. Strike when the float is nearly fully submerged, after the initial twitches. Carp. Movement pattern: carp often cause the float to jerk downward and then slowly rise. Strike when the float rises after the initial downward movement. This indicates the fish is swallowing the bait. Grass carp. Movement pattern: grass carp tend to drag the bait, causing the float to swing back and forth significantly. Strike when, wait until the swing stabilizes, as this indicates the fish has fully taken the bait. 3. Flexibly handle special float movements. Not all float movements will follow the textbook patterns. Sometimes, the float may behave unpredictably. If only the tip of the float is visible, this could mean the fish is nibbling lightly or just starting to take the bait. Be patient and wait for more movement. If the float is pulled directly underwater, this could mean the fish has fully taken the bait and is swimming off with it. Strike immediately for the best chance of catching the fish. Weak or discontinuous movements. If the float moves weakly or in an erratic, discontinuous fashion, it may indicate the fish is not fully engaged with the bait. Wait a little longer before striking. Final tips for success. Practice and patience. Each time you miss a catch, it's an opportunity to learn and fine-tune your technique. Keep practicing, and you'll develop a better feel for timing and float movements. Adapt to conditions, different environments, wind, water currents, depth, can affect how fish interact with bait. Be ready to adjust your response to these conditions. Stay calm and observant. The more you fish, the better you'll get at reading the language of the float. Stay calm, and don't rush. The strike. Timing is everything. Conclusion. Mastering float movements and knowing how to strike at the right moment are key to becoming a successful angler. Every type of float movement signals different fish behaviors, and interpreting them correctly will drastically increase your catch rate. Remember, fishing is as much about experience as it is about skill. Don't be discouraged by failures. With practice, your understanding of float signals will improve, and those empty hooks will be a thing of the past. About the author. I'm a fishing enthusiast and self-media blogger dedicated to sharing tips and tricks. Let's exchange fishing skills and explore the world of wild fishing together. Follow me for more updates and fishing wisdom.